Well, another fine mess the Bolins have got themselves into. Look at all this snow. Yay. Fun-filled stuff. Kurt should happen to be responsible and have jobs and stuff that's going to have to keep us here for the moment. We should have been sitting out in the sunshine and courtside with everybody else. Yeah. That kind of sucks. So I guess on days you really can't go outside, you might as well do dishes. But see, you got to get ingenious when it's this cold outside. Even with a heated hose, because it is, I think, 7 degrees here. So it's a little chilly for that, and we don't want the water going down into our gray tank and freezing down there. Because, you know, you put hot water in, it freezes faster than cold water. Things to keep in mind for winter RVing. And Miss Jill is really giving that spoon hell. Well, as you guys can see, we got some snow, and we had a bunch of freezing rain yesterday here in the Buckeye. And so, that brings us to giving you guys a few tips why RV camping in the winter. So, we'll go with number 1. Don't do it. Go south. Or go far southwest or something. Well, we just got to make the good with the bad this year. And we were planning on being out, but job circumstances, with mine was during the summer we couldn't leave. And Miss Jill, now it's her job that's keeping us here. So, yeah, Ohio's got that lasso that just kind of grabs us. And just, no. Like, tries to anchor us. So we're going to have to boycott Ohio. We love Ohio, but we're going to have to boycott Ohio.
Once we leave, we're not coming back for a while.
That's right. And that's the plan. We're not coming back for a while. Anyway, so we want to talk about the do's, some of the most important things to have when you are full-time RVing. And you have to be in very cold climate. Like today, it's like 7 degrees here. And it's cold. But the number one thing that we can tell you guys, honestly, is get Reflectix. Reflectix, we can't stress that enough. That is one of the key items to and a must-have in full-time RVing. It helps with the cold, keeping the cold out and keeping the heat inside of your RV, and it also has the reverse effect on keeping the heat out in the summertime if it just absolutely gets too hot. With just using Reflectix in Boomer here, we don't even have to actually run our propane unless it is stupid cold, like well below zero somewhere in there, because Boomer's actually fairly insulated. And then with the Reflectix, it helps us out a lot. And you guys can find the video that we've done. We'll put a link down at the bottom of the description. You guys go check that out if you guys want to see a little bit more about Reflectix and how we installed it. And it's real simple to install. It's very inexpensive, so it's not going to break the bank when you buy these items here, and it's probably going to be one of the best investments, because once you're done using it, what we do is, the way ours are cut, we can store it behind the sofa here, and we can also store it in one of our closets in the back and under the bed. And plus with Boomer, we have the heated storage. Now, if you're going to be someplace long time and you might not have a heated bay or an enclosed underbelly on your RV, you should probably go ahead and get you some insulation and wrap the outside around the bottom base, almost make a skirting to go around it. A lot of you guys may have seen a lot of other RVers doing that. That will help keep some of the heat in there by running a little small heater underneath there as well to kind of help out with keeping your pipes from freezing up. Boomer has a heated underbelly, so we don't really have to worry about that too much. Sometimes our tank does get a little frozen up, gets a little slushy. We just have to fire our furnaces up for a little while. But we tend to try not to put a lot of water down through our tanks, other than, the normal having to go to the restroom and clean up and stuff like that. But we try to exit that away from the vehicle as quickly as possible. Especially when it's going to be, the forecast, they're calling for real low single-digit temperatures and stuff like that. We'll make sure that we have everything dumped out of Boomer, just to make sure of. And also, you need to have a good heated water hose. Now, a lot of people say those things are good for under minus so many degrees. I can't remember exactly what they are.
I don't know.
me personally, I don't trust them all that much. So what we do, if we know it's going to be a super cold night, like I said, we clean out we drain our tanks, and what we do before we go to bed, and we're not really going to have the heat on as high because we're sleeping, don't need it that high, is we evacuate all the water out of the lines, because ours is not winterized as we live in ours full time. So I think that's really the only other real trick and tip that we can really give them is just Reflectix, and heating in your underbelly, keep the wind out from underneath your RV. That will also make it warmer, and evacuate your lines. That's really the most key thing for RVing in the winter, is not freezing your pipes, and not letting too much cold in, and letting all your heat out that you're trying to heat with. Because if you're running your propane furnace like a lot of people will, they're not a very efficient way of heating your RV. So like I said, we're good with electric heat, but that's contingent on us using Reflectix. And the only real place that really gets cold on Boomer is the stairwell. And Miss Jill has cut some Reflectix down for the stairs, and she also cut a piece that goes across, and once we're inside the RV for the evening, we will slide that across the top, and it just kind of keeps a little of the cold down in that stairwell where it doesn't really bother us too much. And dress warm. I mean, usually our electric heat keeps it 68, 69 degrees in here, so it's pretty comfortable for us. But stay tuned for some of the outtakes from today that could have been pretty bad walking outside today. I'll show you a little tip on the outside of what to make sure of before you exit your RV without checking a couple things, because it can leave you in a bad situation, especially when it's this cold. But so watch out for those. Those will be here at the end. And we also, you guys have been following us for a while, and you guys watched our last video that we were considering buying an RV. We found an RV that we liked, and well, needless to say, we drug our feet a little too much. Apparently, somebody else came in before we got back over there and put a deposit down. So it's one of those things that happens, I guess. I guess it's one of those things that maybe it wasn't meant to be our RV, because we weren't 100% sure anyway. But I will disclose what that was. It was a 26-foot rear living Autumn Ridge. Nice camper, good price. There's a few things, because we weren't going to buy brand new. We don't want to take the hit, because those things lose so much depreciation as soon as you take them off the lot. And so we decided to go, was a year, 2 years old? I think it was 2 years old. Anyway, that's what we elected to do, and I think somebody else was like-minded. It was probably one of the cleanest used RVs that we had seen on the market. We've been looking for a while. But anyway, we'll move on. If we have to keep Boomer for another year or 2 years, it doesn't matter to us. It would have just been nicer to change up rigs since we were here. But once we leave, I think that's pretty much it. I don't think we're going to suspend our search for RVs until we decide to come back to this state, when we decided we want to be lassoed and anchored back down here or something. There's always something when we come back to the Buckeye.
Yep.
But guys, we want to say thanks for watching and continue to help our channel grow. And hopefully those tips can be kind of helpful for you, or at least not helpful, comical. Anyway, guys, this is Tony.
And Jill.
And don't forget out and live your adventure. Stay warm, especially if you're in the Buckeye or any of these other states in the Northwest that are getting pounded by this snow, Arctic blast weather. Stay warm. Don't limit your exposure out there, because I'm telling you, it didn't take long for my fingers to feel like they're about to fall off. So next time, we'll see you. Bye. Now, see? That's nice and locked. But it's not locked. It's frozen. A good thing, there was one of us still inside the RV, or it would have been quite cold to be out here with no car keys or anything else. So that's one other little tidbit of advice I have for you, is to make sure that your handle is not frozen, because the door sure is not locked. With that being said, I want to make sure we can get back in the RV here in a minute. Good thing I have a wife who has long hair and has a hair dryer, because, I don't have a hair dryer for myself. My hair dries pretty easily. So that's what we're going to use to thaw this out. So for today, we're going to use this big fashion guy right here. It's probably older than, I don't know, it's probably pretty old. But we're going to see how it works. So we just go simply turn the hair dryer on and kind of blow it around in here and hopefully thaw this out. So we can get in and out. So to make sure you get in behind the mechanisms, down here where it rotates, and all that good stuff. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to stick some alcohol into your locking mechanisms and also thaw those out a little bit too. Well, that should probably do it. So I'm going to turn this off and we'll see what we got. Wango bingo. Hey, now we can get back in the RV. Yay. So another key piece of advice in cold weather camping, especially when you're like 7 degrees outside and you had freezing rain the night before, it's also a good idea to check your handle on your outside of your RV before you come outside and shut the door behind you.